Welcome back to the rarest coins. Today, we are unlocking the mystery behind one of the most intriguing coins in American numismatics, the 1971 Lincoln penny. While most pennies you come across are worth just 1 cent, this specific coin has collectors buzzing with rumors of it being worth as much as $1.5 million. Could it really be true? Is there something special about this coin that could make it worth a fortune? In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the history, design, mintage, possible errors, and the high-stakes value behind the 1971 Lincoln cent. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to check your change, this is a story you won't want to miss. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first United States coin to feature a real person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original coin showed Lincoln's portrait on the obverse side and two wheat ears on the reverse. In 1959, to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the design was changed. The wheat ears were replaced with the image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., designed by Frank Gasparo. This design ran from 1959 through 2008. The 1971 penny falls within this period. Now let's talk about the coin itself. The 1971 Lincoln penny was struck at the San Francisco Mint. That's what the S mint mark under the date stands for. San Francisco, during this time, was producing both regular circulation strikes and proof coins. But here's where it gets interesting. In 1971, no Lincoln pennies with an S mint mark were officially intended for circulation. The 1971 cents were meant to be proof coins, specially struck for collectors with extra care and mirror-like finishes. That said, some regular strike pennies with the S mint mark have been found. These are sometimes considered unofficial circulation coins or strikes that somehow made their way into the general public. That immediately raises their rarity and collector value. The coin's composition was 95% copper and 5% zinc, which was standard before the U.S. Mint switched to zinc-based planchets in the early 1980s. Each 1971 penny weighs approximately 3.11 grams. With millions of proof coins made in 1971, what makes one worth $1.5 million? This is where the story takes a sharp turn. Into the world of rare mint errors and ultra-high-grade rarities. In the world of coin collecting, certain flaws or variations can make a coin incredibly valuable. These include doubled dies, off-metal strikes, wrong planchets, and ultra-high condition proof coins with no visible flaws under magnification. One of the most famous and sought-after errors in the Lincoln penny series is the doubled die obverse. That means the die that struck the coin had a slight shift between impressions, leading to doubling on the lettering or date. This error occurred in multiple years, most notably in 1955, 1969, 1970, and yes, potentially in 1971. That some experts believe that a handful of 1971 pennies were struck with a very rare double die obverse. These coins show noticeable doubling on the date and the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust. When this kind of error is found on a proof coin, which is already struck with higher detail, it becomes even more dramatic and valuable. Now here's where things get really serious. A 1971 Lincoln cent with a confirmed double die obverse, in pristine condition, graded by a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC as proof 69 deep cameo or higher, could sell for tens of thousands of dollars. But if a new error or discovery is made, especially involving a unique off-metal strike or one-of-a-kind double die that has not been previously cataloged, that value could skyrocket. There have been rumors within the coin community and among auction houses about a prototype 1971 Lincoln cent, possibly struck on a leftover silver planchet or an experimental blank, that could be valued at over $1.5 million if authenticated. While the existence of this coin is still debated, similar examples in coin history have sold for record-breaking prices. Let's talk about a real-world comparison for context. In 2010, a 1943 bronze Lincoln cent sold for $1.7 million. This coin was mistakenly struck in bronze instead of steel during World War II. That shows just how high error pennies can climb in value. Even when the error involves a single coin. What should you look for in your own 1971 penny? First, Determine whether it's a proof coin. Proof coins typically have a mirror-like background and frosted design elements. If it's in extremely sharp condition and has the S mint mark, you likely have a proof. Next, check for doubling on the date and inscriptions. Use a magnifying glass or microscope to inspect the letters in Liberty and the words "In God We Trust." If the letters appear doubled or distorted, you may have a double die. If you suspect you have something rare, the next step is to get it graded. Do not clean the coin. Cleaning can dramatically reduce its value. Instead, submit it to a grading company like the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Company. They'll authenticate the coin, check for errors, and assign a grade based on its condition. Even without an error, a 1971 S-proof penny in high grade can sell for $20 to $100 or more. But a rare error or discovery could elevate it to tens of thousands. And if the right combination of rarity, condition, and mystery is there, you could be looking at one of the rarest coins in U.S. history. So, could the 1971 S penny really be worth $1.5 million? The answer is yes, if it has the right error, rarity, and grade. While most 1971 S pennies are common, the few that stand out due to a mistake at the mint or an unusual strike could change a collector's life. These coins are hunted in auctions, studied under microscopes, and fought over in bidding wars. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know when the next great discovery will happen. So go check your collection. Look through your proof sets. Visit local shops. And if you've ever received change with an S mint mark penny that looks a little different, don't dismiss it. That small copper coin could be worth far more than anyone expects. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, valuable errors, and how to spot hidden treasures in your pocket change, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. Have you ever come across a 1971 S penny or a strange coin with doubling or unusual weight? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your coins close. That 1 cent in your hand might just be worth over $1 million. Let me know if you'd like this version formatted for editing with segment titles, or if you want a variation focusing more on how to identify the double die version of the coin. Welcome back to the Rarest Coins. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the most fascinating coins ever minted in the United States. The 1952 S Lincoln penny. It might look like any other copper penny at first glance, but rumors have surfaced that one of these coins sold, or could sell, for an astonishing $1.7 million. Could that possibly be true? What makes a tiny 1-cent coin from over 70 years ago command that kind of attention and value? In this video, we'll walk through the full history of the 1952 S penny, how it was made, what errors and rare versions exist, and why some collectors would pay a fortune to own the right one. If you have a 1952 S penny in your collection, or sitting forgotten in a jar, you'll definitely want to stick around. Let's start with a little background on the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and it replaced the Indian head cent. The design, created by Victor David Brenner, featured a side profile of President Lincoln on the obverse and 2 stalks of wheat on the reverse, known to collectors as the wheat ear design. That wheat reverse remained in use until 1958, so the 1952 S penny falls into that classic wheat penny era. The obverse shows Lincoln's bust facing right, with the word Liberty to the left and the date to the right. The mint mark S just beneath the date tells us this particular coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint. Now, let's talk mintage and metal composition. In 1952, the San Francisco Mint produced over 137 million Lincoln pennies. That's a decent amount, but not extremely high compared to some years. The coin was made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Each weighs approximately 3.11 grams. At face value, the 1952 S penny is a common wheat cent. In circulated condition, most of them are worth between 3 cents and 50 cents today. So where does the $1.7 million value come from? This is where things get exciting and a little mysterious. In the world of numismatics, or coin collecting, certain coins fetch enormous prices due to a combination of rarity, condition, and unique mint errors. Mint errors are mistakes made during the striking process, and they can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary 1 point. One of the most famous and sought-after types of mint errors is the doubled die. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a misalignment, causing the details on the coin to appear doubled. On a Lincoln cent, this can affect the date, the motto "In God We Trust," and the word liberty. Coins with clearly visible doubling are worth significantly more, sometimes thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on the severity and clarity. Now here's where the $1.7 million story comes in. There are rumors and reports that a 1952 Lincoln penny was discovered with an extremely rare and dramatic mint error, possibly a double die or even a transitional error, meaning it was struck on a planchet intended for a different coin altogether. Transitional errors are some of the rarest and most valuable coins ever made. Combine that with a pristine mint state condition, such as MS-67 or MS-68 red, and you have a coin that's not just rare, it's one of a kind. Although the exact $1.7 million sale is not confirmed in official public records, high-value private sales happen often in the coin world. Collectors with deep pockets are willing to pay premium prices for coins that complete a set or represent a unique mistake in mint history. Even if this coin hasn't gone public yet, its rumored value has fueled speculation and excitement among collectors. What should you be looking for if you have a 1952 penny? First, examine the coin's condition. If your penny is heavily worn or damaged, it's likely only worth a few cents. However, if it still has its original luster, with no scratches, dings, or discoloration, you may have something worth grading. Next, check for signs of doubling. Look at the date, especially the number 2, and the letters "In Liberty" and "In God We Trust." If any of the lettering looks like it's been stamped twice, you may have a doubled die variety. Then, weigh the coin. A standard 1952 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If the coin is significantly lighter or heavier, it could indicate that it was struck on the wrong planchet. For example, a foreign coin blank or a leftover from a different denomination. These off-metal errors are extremely rare and very valuable. If you suspect you've got something unusual, the most important thing to do is not to clean the coin. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value in seconds. Instead, send it to a reputable grading service such as PCGS or NGC. They will examine the coin under magnification, determine its authenticity, assign it a grade, and detect any known or unknown mint errors. Even a regular 1952 penny in mint state condition can be worth anywhere from $5 to $50 or more. But if it's a high-grade red coin with sharp detail and luster, or if it features a rare error, you could be sitting on hundreds, thousands, or even that legendary $1 million penny. So, is the 1952 Lincoln penny really worth $1.7 million? The answer is yes, potentially. If it has the right combination of rarity, condition, and error, it could command that kind of price, especially in a private sale or elite auction. These kinds of coins are like winning the lottery for collectors. They're rare, beautiful, and often shrouded in a bit of mystery. And that's what makes coin collecting so thrilling. You never know what you'll find in a dusty old drawer, a forgotten piggy bank, or a box of inherited coins from a relative. Sometimes, a coin you've overlooked for years turns out to be one of the most valuable items you wrap up. The 1952 Lincoln penny is a piece of American history. Most of them are common, but some are rare gems hiding in plain sight. Whether it's an uncirculated mint state example or a rare mint error that slipped through quality control, the possibility of a $1 million find is very real. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into rare coins, coin values, and how to spot treasure in your change. Have you ever found an unusual wheat penny or suspect you might have a rare error coin? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe the next $1.7 million coin is already in your hands. Let me know if you'd like me to tailor this script for short-form platforms like TikTok or Instagram, or include segments for visuals, animations, or voiceover pacing. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the world of coin collecting to explore one of the most talked about coins in recent memory, the 1975 Lincoln penny. Rumors have circulated that one of these pennies sold for an eye-watering $1.4 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But could there be truth behind the legend? Stick around as we take a deep dive into the history, composition, and potential value of the 1975 D. Lincoln cent. Whether you're a serious collector or someone who just happened to stumble upon a strange-looking penny in your pocket, this video is for you. Let's begin with some background. The Lincoln penny is one of the most iconic coins in American history. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first regularly circulating coin in the United States to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny has seen several design changes over the decades, but has always maintained Lincoln's portrait on the obverse side. By the time we get to 1975, the Lincoln penny featured the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln on the front, facing right, with the word Liberty to the left and the date to the right. Just under the date, you'll see a small letter D, which indicates that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint. On the reverse side is the Lincoln Memorial, which replaced the original wheat ears design in 1959. Above the memorial is the phrase E pluribus unum, and the words United States of America stretch across the top of the coin. 1 cent is inscribed at the bottom. Now, let's talk mintage and composition. The 1975 D penny was minted in large quantities. In fact, over 4.5 billion of them were produced. Each coin was made primarily from copper, with a small percentage of zinc. Specifically, the composition was 95% copper and 5% zinc. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams. On the surface, there is nothing rare about a 1975 D penny. It is not a low mintage coin. It is not made from silver or gold. Billions of them were struck, and most are worth only face value. So why have some reports and rumors claim that this penny could be worth $1.4 million? The answer lies in a combination of possible minting errors, high grades, and collector frenzy. First, it's important to understand that some coins become valuable not because of how many were made, but because of how few were made with mistakes. Mint errors can turn an ordinary coin into a numismatic treasure. Among the most sought-after mint errors are double dies, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. A planchet is the blank piece of metal a coin is struck on. If, for example, a penny is accidentally struck on a dime or foreign coin planchet, that can result in an extremely rare and valuable error, in the case of the 1975 D penny. Some collectors believe a few were mistakenly struck on leftover silver-clad planchets originally intended for coins like the Eisenhower dollar or even foreign coins. These rare transitional error coins are what drive the huge values you sometimes hear about. While there is no officially confirmed 1975 D Lincoln penny that has sold for $1.4 million, several rare error coins have reached values in that range or higher. For example, a 1943 copper Lincoln penny sold for over $1 million because it was struck during a year when pennies were supposed to be made of steel. Another example is the 1974 aluminum cent prototype, of which only a few exist, and one of them was once valued at around $2 million. So, could a 1975 D penny be worth $1.4 million? In theory, yes, if it had the right kind of error and was in pristine condition. Coin collectors pay massive premiums for coins with both extreme rarity and historical curiosity. Now let's talk about what to look for. If you come across a 1975 D Lincoln penny, check its weight first. A normal copper penny from that year should weigh around 3.11 grams. If it's significantly lighter or heavier, that's a red flag that something unusual might be going on. Next, inspect the coin for signs of doubling. Use a magnifying glass to examine the date, the word Liberty, and the phrase In God We Trust. If any of the letters appear to be doubled, you may have a double die error. Also look at the coin's edges and alignment. An off-center strike, die crack, or misaligned die can add value to a coin. These errors might be minor or severe, but collectors love them. If your coin has unusual coloration, for example, it looks silver or grayish instead of copper, it may have been struck on the wrong type of planchet. In rare cases, these kinds of mistakes are worth thousands, even tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you find anything suspicious or intriguing, the next step is to get the coin graded. Do not attempt to clean or polish the coin. That can destroy its value instantly. Instead, send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These services can authenticate the coin, detect any errors, and assign a grade based on its condition. Coins that receive grades of MS 65 or higher are considered mint state and are far more desirable to collectors. A high-grade error coin can easily be worth thousands. In some cases, depending on rarity and demand, those numbers can skyrocket. So where did the $1.4 million rumor come from? It most likely originated from speculative discussions in online forums, auction sites, and news articles that referenced high-value error coins in general. While there may not be an officially documented sale of a 1975 D penny for that amount, the idea of it isn't entirely impossible. But in the world of numismatics, new discoveries happen all the time. A previously unknown error coin can suddenly appear, be authenticated, and make headlines. So while most 1975 D Lincoln pennies are not worth more than face value, the dream of finding that rare error keeps collectors searching, and who knows? Maybe you're the one who will find it. To wrap things up, the 1975 D Lincoln penny is a fascinating part of American coin history. While it's common in circulation, it has the potential to be something much greater if certain conditions are met. Mint errors, wrong planchets, and pristine conditions can turn pocket change into a fortune. So the next time you're counting your coins, take a closer look. The $1 million penny might be sitting right under your nose. If you found this video helpful or interesting, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more rare coin discoveries, historical deep dives, and collector tips. And let us know in the comments, have you ever come across a strange penny or coin that made you wonder what it's really worth? Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting. Let me know if you want this formatted for a teleprompter, broken into segments for video editing, or paired with visuals and B-roll suggestions.